Hello everyone, my name is Serafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to be playing Buster Blader. Buster Blader, but he's buff. Alright, so we got the new ban list changes on October 8th. I've been playing Rush Duels for like 2 weeks, so this is my first time back on the ladder. And the new Bane of Darkness skill has been changed, so essentially allows it to function. Before, you couldn't summon Buster Dragon for some reason. Now, you can. So the skill actually functions, and you can play the game. So let's take a look at the deck and what we're going to do with it. The skill is called Bane of Darkness. You can only use the skill's second and third effects once per duel. You cannot special summon level 2 or higher monsters except for level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster monsters and Buster Blader monsters, but you can normal summon or set Dark Magician and Buster Blader without tributing. Shuffle one card from your hand into the deck, reveal one Dark Magician in your hand, then play one Buster Blader from your hand or deck to your field and face down defense position, and during the turn that you normal summon Dark Magician, add one Polymerization and one Diffusion Wave Motion from outside your deck to your hand. Okay, all these effects are good. Basically, you're just going to use it to flood the board with high-level monsters so that you can randomly Synchro summon and Link summon. For the main deck, we are playing 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. Apprentice Illusion Magician lets you discard a card to special summon her, and then you can also add Dark Magician from your deck to your hand. You really need Dark Magician in your hand for the skill, and you also really want free bodies on the board so that you can Link summon into your Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. So this card is a 3 of. Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, this is another 3 of. Dragon Tuner, level 1. When this card is normal summon, you can add one Destruction Sword card from your deck to your hand, except Buster Whelp. You can only use one of the following effects of Buster Whelp per turn, and only once that turn. You contribute to this card to special summon one Buster Blader monster from your hand or graveyard. Or if this card is in your graveyard and you control Buster Blader, you can discard one Destruction Sword card to special summon it. Both these effects are really good. And you can still search either in the turn you use either one of these effects. So very, very powerful. Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordsmaster. We are playing this card because it has Destruction Sword in the name. This card's name becomes Buster Blader while it's on the field or in the graveyard. If a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of those destroyed monsters and equip it to this card. Once per turn, you can send one monster card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard to destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type as the monster sent to the graveyard. So it basically kills dragons. Fair enough, but we're not going to use this card for anything other than fusion. We are playing 1 copy of Buster Blader for the skill. 3 Dark Magicians, you can normal summon it, and you search it with both the Apprentice Illusion Magician and the Summoner's Art. Good card. Summoner's Art, add one level 5 or higher normal monster from your deck to your hand, which is Dark Magician. We are playing 1 copy of Book of Eclipse. Change all face-up monsters on the field to face-down defense position, and during the end phase, flip as many face-down defense position monsters your control as possible. Face-up, then your opponent draws cards equal to the number of monsters flipped face-up by this effect. It is possible that you want to run more copies of Book of Eclipse. Maybe you cut the Destruction Swordmaster down to 1 and run 2 more copies of Book of Eclipse. I'm not sure. I'm just testing the deck. I got this list from Playmaker. Playmaker tends to know what he's doing, so I'm not too worried about it. I played the deck a couple times, and it was pretty fine. 1 copy of Destruction Swordsman Fusion. You can search this off of your Destruction Buster Whelp. It lets you fusion summon a monster that lists Buster Blader as material from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or either side of the field as fusion materials. That's really funny. It's super polymerization with no cost. So you can make Dark Paladin or Dark Cavalry, or, well, you can't make Dark Cavalry. Dark Paladin or Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, using only your opponent's monsters in the mirror, if you want to. But mainly you're going to use this card to fuse your Buster Blader with one of your opponent's dragon monsters to make your Destruction Swordsmaster. Karma of the Destruction Swordsman. Target up to 3 monsters of the same type in your opponent's graveyard, banish them, and if you do, 1 Buster Blader or Destruction Sword monster you control gains 500 attack and defense for each of those banished monsters until the end of the turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can discard 1 Destruction Sword card to add this card to your hand. So this card is really good to run as a 1-of, just so that you can get your Buster Whelp in the graveyard easier. You just want to be able to discard Buster Whelp for a cost to return this card to your hand. Lastly, we have Destruction Sword Memories. Discard 1 Destruction Sword card to special summon 1 Buster Blader monster from your deck. This is really hard to do. So you definitely want to get Destruction Sword Memories in your graveyard without activating it. You can banish this card from your graveyard to fusion summon 1 Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your graveyard. Very, very good card. All right, for the next deck, we are playing Dark Cavalry. Dark Magician plus a Warrior gains 100 attack and defense for each, or 100 attack for each spell trap on the field and in the graveyards. Has piercing, and when a card or effect is activated that targets a card on the field, you can quick effect negate it by discarding the card and destroy the card that activated. That's either field, so you can negate cards that your opponent activates that targets their own monsters, and it is not once per turn. So this is a very, very powerful effect. It's not even once per chain. It's just really, really good. Just keep discarding cards. It'll be fine. Next up, we're playing 2 copies of Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. 2800 attack, 2500 defense. Requires Buster Blader plus any dragon. Must be fusion summoned. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card cannot attack directly. RIP. This card gains 1000 attack and defense for each dragon-type monster your opponent controls or that is in their graveyard. Change all dragon-type monsters your opponent controls to defense position. Also, dragon-type monsters in your opponent's possession can activate their effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. All very good effects. This is our main monster. We will turn all of our opponent's monsters into dragons and then prevent them from activating their effects. Dark Paladin, this is just an easy card to make if you have the skill, because you can just play Polymerization while you have Dark Magician and Buster Blader. Requires Dark Magician and Buster Blader. Must be fusion summoned. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, you can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. This card gains 500 attack and defense, or 500 attack for each dragon-type monster on the field or in either player's graveyard. So Dark Paladin is a cool card that you can use to kind of win the game if you don't have a dragon. It's just a nice tech option. Buster Dragon, level 8 Dragon Synchro, requires 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. All monsters your opponent controls become dragons. Once per turn, if you do not control a Buster Blader monster, you can target 1 Buster Blader in your graveyard and special summon it. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can target 1 Buster Blader monster you control, equip it with 1 Destruction Sword monster from your graveyard as a quick effect. Cool. So, this card is just a good floodgate that also immediately revives the Buster Blader you used to Synchro summon it, so you can use just fusion material. Very, very powerful card. Then we're playing Nightmare Unicorn, Decode Talker, and Nightmare Phoenix as generic link materials. And lastly, Protecture, Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. This is a dragon. It requires any 2 monsters, so you can make it with your Apprentice Illusion Magician and your Dark Magician. If this card is link summoned, you can send 1 Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard, then you can special summon 1 Buster Blader monster from your hand. This is part of the reason why we were playing 3 copies of this card. At the end of the battle phase, if your opponent controls no monsters, you can target 1 Buster Blader monster you control that did not declare an attack this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half that monster's attack, and you can only use this effect once per turn. So, being able to mill your Destruction Sword memories or your Buster Whelp to special summon from hand, and you don't have to. If you don't have a target, you can still mill. It's pretty good. It's a dragon, so you can link your 2 spellcaster monsters off to get a dragon that you can use to fuse into your Dragon Destroyer Swordsman if you don't have one. And being able to just burn your opponents, because your Buster Blader can't attack directly. So if your opponent just stalls by not playing anything, this card gives you a way to deal damage to them. All good options. All right, let's take a look at the replay. All right, so change of plans, chat. I have no idea what's happening, but I can't even watch my own replays anymore. I've tried to queue it up 3 times, and every time it's crashed to the exact right spot. I don't know if it's Duel Links or if it's OBS or what, but we're going to play a game live instead, and I have no idea if I'm going to win or do anything interesting, but here you go. This is live footage. So, we're up against Wizard. He's got a Dark Magician playmat that looks cool. Our hand is terrible. Let's go. If we draw Dark Magician or a way to summon Dark Magician, we would be pretty in a good spot. Oh, he has Dark Magic Circle. That's hilarious. I wonder if I'll be able to pull off the legendary combo. He's going to set the Magician's Navigation, set another card, and pass. Okay, let's go. We drew Karma. That is not a good card. Okay. Alright, we'll summon Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman and activate its effect. We'll grab Destruction Swordsman Fusion. Then we're going to set 3 and pass. Alright, our opponent's going to Magician's Navigation us. It's fine. They'll banish 1 card on the field. Eternal Soul. Okay. Special Summon Dark Magician. I guess they don't want a Magician's Navigation yet. No Spell and Trap Negate. That's pretty cool. Banish something. Okay, he banishes the Whelp. That's probably the smart play. We got another Whelp in hand, though, so we're good. Eternal Soul to add Dark Magic attack or 1,000 Knives from the deck to the hand. Okay. How does... Harder effect. Okay, Dark Cavalry does allow me to negate Dark Magic Circle. Dark Eradicator Warlock. That's not good. That means that I can't Fusion Summon, actually. Battle. He's going to attack me directly. Okay. Destruction Sword Memories. We discard. We're going to special summon the Buster Blader from the deck. End phase. Okay. It's a pretty solid card that we drew. Alright, we'll activate Summoner's Art here. This is dangerous. We don't actually have a space to activate Karma right now. So this is the spot where if he revives, yep, he's going to revive Dark Magician. Okay, this is fine, I think. We grab our Dark Magician. Okay, now he's... Oh, Dark Eradicator Warlock. Fair enough. I didn't... Yeah, that does trigger a high play spell. Okay, fair enough. Alright, here comes the Dark Magical Circle. Okay. We'll activate Destruction Swordsman Fusion. And we will use his Dark Magician. Oh, we can't use his Dark Magician. Why not? Oh, because of Dark Magical Circle. Or no, Eternal Soul. Unaffected by card effects, that's right. Okay, oops. I forgot about that. I'm bad at the game, chat, don't worry. Alright, okay, but now we can Destruction Sword Memories. Summon the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Okay. Battle. Alright, we'll kill the Eradicator Warlock. And then we'll kill the Dark Paladin. Or the Dark Magician. Okay. Alright. Now we'll Karma right now. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, his Dark Magician is banished. He can't revive it. He can always Magician's Navigation, but he hasn't so far, so I have to assume that he doesn't have that many targets in his deck. He passes. Interesting. Okay. Alright, we'll activate Destruction Sword Memories. Pitch. Special summon another Destruction Swords Master from our deck. Game? There you go, chat. Okay. Cool. There's live Buster Blader versus Dark Magician replays. I hope you enjoyed. My name is Srafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.